That's a rocket.
Hello, my name is Bob Carter. But you may know me as Baraka. Or better yet, Shao Kahn. And today's episode is about Mortal Kombat. Now watch this bean dip explains it all, while I devise another way to conquer Earthrealm.
Mortal Kombat is a multimedia franchise often simplified into a bloody, gory tournament fighting game. And while all of that is super true with a capital K, at its essence, it is an ever-continuing storyline and an ever-evolving experiment in what video gaming experiences can and could be. In 1991, Ed Boon and John Tobias were hired by Midway Games to create a video game starring martial artist, action star, and collection of muscles from Brussels, Jean-Claude Van Damme. The game was originally intended to be an adaptation of the film Universal Soldier. Halfway through production, Van departed, so they decided to create something completely original, inspired by Chinese legends and mythology, and heavily influenced by the films Zoo Warriors and The Swordsman. The residual influence of Jean-Claude Van Damme can be seen in the character of the Hollywood action star, split-taking, ball-punching Johnny Cage. The series takes place in a universe consisting of multiple realms, all created by the all-powerful Elder Gods. The realms consist of Earthrealm, Netherrealm, Outworld, the Realm of Order, the Realm of Chaos, the Realm of Laundromats. I don't know all the realms, but maybe there is a Realm of Laundromats where people fight for the best dryer. This guy from this realm has to beat this guy from this realm 10 times, and then this realm can take over that realm, because, you know, arbitrary rules are fun. Shang Tsung, the shape-shifting sorcerer, has been banished from his homeland of Outworld to Earth. His four-armed giant minion Goro, who is created for the game using stop-motion animation, has beaten Earthrealm in the past 9 Mortal Kombats. This is the 10th tournament. In the original game, there are 7 selectable characters. Over the course of the series, that number would grow to 74 original characters and 15 downloadable characters from other universes, including Batman, God of War's Kratos, and Freddy Krueger. The original characters for the first game were created through a process known as digitized sprites. The process involved filming actual actors, models, martial artists, bodybuilders, and even Playboy models doing the classic Mortal Kombat moves. These videotapes were then put into a computer and rendered for the video game. A technique known as palette swapping was often used. This is when you film a character, change the color of their costume, new character. If you were a ninja, this is how you were created. Now, the original color of the ninjas' costumes were red. A glitch would happen that would let you get a sneak peek of the original color palette. This led to rumors that there was a female ninja by the name of Scarlet and a red ninja by the name of Ermac. The term Ermac is actually a computer abbreviation for the term error macros. Now, these characters started off as rumors until the actual creators heard of them and thought, well, that sounds cool. The original game culminates with the victory of Liu Kang. The Kang character was originally conceived to be a bald Japanese monk by the name of Minamoto Yoshitsune, but the character was later redesigned to be Chinese and to resemble Bruce Lee because that first name was really hard to say. Play was available in one-on-one battles, tournament mode, and mini-games like Test Your Might. Subsequent sequels would later advance this and introduce adventure storyline modes, conquest, create your own character. There's a race car Mortal Kombat game. There's like a Galaga thing. Eventually, you're gonna have Mortal Kombat Sims. I don't know how they're gonna put a K in it, but it's gonna happen, trust me. The first game introduced for the first time in any game the notion of juggling an opponent. This happens when you hit an opponent up into the air and you just keep them there, punching them a lot. And it was also the first time in any video game in history that you could perform a special move with just the use of a joystick. The fatalities are often bloody and gory ways to end a match. Pretty drastically, I would say. You don't come back from those so well. The fatalities would later evolve into friendships, babalities, stage fatalities, brutalities, mercies, harakiris, and once rumored but then canon, animalities. Mortal Kombat, the album, was a techno soundtrack created by Lords of Acid members Praga Khan and Oliver Adams under the moniker The Immortals and released in 1994. To this day, it is the #1 selling video game soundtrack of all time. The direct sequel, Mortal Kombat 2, became the #1 selling video game of all time at that point. It even outsold every single Hollywood film of that year, including The Lion King. The franchise went on to produce a total of 10 fighting games, 3 action-adventure games that served as prequels, and a buttload of like repackaged, this version's now Ultimate, here's the gold version, here's an arcade I have them all. Mortal Kombat 9, the first game produced by NetherRealm Studios, begins with the ending of Mortal Kombat 7, as all of the bad guys attain this godlike power and are gonna destroy the world. Raiden, in a last-ditch effort to save all of us, goes all X-Men Days of Future Past Kitty Pryde on us and sends his consciousness back to the first game. Part 9 is a retelling of 1 through 3 with just different outcomes. Mortal Kombat X is a direct sequel to them that takes place 22 years later. It features classic characters, new characters, and downloadable content, including Jason Voorhees and the Predator, who ironically was originally intended to be played by Jean-Claude Van Damme. The franchise went on to inspire a live-action touring show, 2 television series, an animated prequel, and 2 live-action films, the first of which was originally intended to have Brandon Lee play the part of Johnny Cage. However, due to his tragic passing on the set of the film The Crow, the part was recast with Lyndon Ashby. In 2010, Warner Premiere ordered a web series based on an unlicensed, unofficial short called Mortal Kombat Rebirth. Mortal Kombat Legacy, like the short, was directed by Kevin Tench, I can't say his name, the show's awesome, check it out on YouTube. The history of Mortal Kombat hasn't always been friendships. We here at Beamed Up want to explain it all for you, to put these nerd icons into a context, because like Mortal Kombat 3 says, there is no knowledge that is not power. Critical studies professor Marcia Kinder cited the game as being misogynist, stating that fatalities were only performable on the female characters. She went on later to say that the female characters were all overly sexualized, but the sexualization of the characters wasn't the main issue. The fatalities of the first Mortal Kombat directly led to the congressional hearings that directly led to the creation of the ESRB rating system. Yet this decision is perhaps more important than anyone could have ever foreseen. The case of Mortal Kombat resulted in the creation of a new counterculture, and that culture is known as gamer culture. In 2014, an illegal street drug was given the name Mortal Kombat because it caused so many fatalities. And there have been 2 different criminal cases referred to as the Mortal Kombat murders, both involving the death of children. Every single school shooting, every single child-on-child homicide, and every single massive violent act perpetrated by a person under the age of 30 since 1995 has partially been blamed on video games. Though video games have far since surpassed the level of violence seen in Mortal Kombat, and restriction labels are promptly placed on game cartridges, the question still arises: does violence in entertainment cause violence in real life? And when the Supreme Court was approached with the idea of banning violence in video games, they sided with Mortal Kombat, stating Mortal Kombat is an iconic game, which I'm sure half of the clerks who work for us spent a considerable amount of time in adolescence playing, and they're just fine. Here are 6 things that make me a Mortal Kombat dork. 1, I relish in Mortal Kombat humor. Like the toasty thing, that's one of the co-creators of the game that you're seeing. Noob Sabat is Boone and Tobias, just flipped around backwards. There's a character named Mocap, that's a motion capture, that's what that means. And it's just a dude who works at a film studio who accidentally gets sucked into Outworld and has to fight for his life. And then there's Purple Rain. There's a character named Rain who's purple, and because they're Prince fans. This game is brilliant. 2, so I have a few tattoos, right? And I was born in November, so I got this guy, and I'm a type 2 diabetic, so I got this guy. But this one's not completely finished. I'm actually gonna get ice added to it, so I will have my
Sub-Zero and Scorpion
tattoos. 3, I have a really good friend named Aaron, but I refer to him as Schwab, and the entire internet should too. Every single year we have a Mortal Kombat party. I have a girlfriend, I swear I do. 4. When I was in high school, me and my friend Daniel Houston did a live-action Mortal Kombat performance, and I played Sub-Zero and he played Scorpion, and it ended with me like throwing the fake ice on him. There was nothing there, it was just a spotlight hit him and turned blue, and he just froze for a second, and the curtains closed, and I made a loud Jason David Frank hi-ya noise, and I just shattered ice with red food coloring and threw it out from beneath the curtain. 5, once in New York City, I went to a party and had adult fun time with a lady dressed as Katana. And that was pretty flawless. 6, I spent a lot of time in Mexico, and it was because this girl broke my heart. I mean, not like a literal fatality, but more like I'm gonna listen to The Cure daily. I'm walking around this Pulga, which is like a flea market. I see this particular Xbox controller that she had wanted. I call her internationally to see if she still wants it. And she answers the phone briefly, but then lets me go because she's going off to do something else with some other guy. And the guy working the flea market asked me in Spanish if I want that or if I would like to see something else. And he just happens to show me this Mortal Kombat t-shirt. And it's the first English I've seen in a couple months, right? And in perfect English, he looks at me and he goes, "She's not worth it, man. She's not worth it." And then just holds the shirt up to me and says,
"Finish him."
It's rumored that an upcoming Mortal Kombat feature film reboot is in the works, and Ed Boon hopes that one day we will see the Mortal Kombat Street Fighter crossover we've all been wanting.
Thanks for watching. Now be gone, while I devise another way to return to Outworld.
Flawless victory.